The vectorizing of the image is in the Word doc tutorial. So this video is just to quickly take out any kind of confusion that might be on that Word doc. So the first thing you want to do is unlock your layer. So click the padlock. Next I want to go to Image, and I'm going to come down to Adjustment Levels. In the adjustment level, what you're going to see is this. If I were to zoom into my project, you're going to see that the image is pretty much grayed out and pixelated. So what we're going to do is sort of sharpen up the image, the line work. So take this slider, the left slider of the level input, and drag this to the right. You can see it getting darker now. I'm going to go about halfway. Then I'm going to take the slider that's going to increase the white or remove some of the background. Now where I want to get to, I want to get to the point where I no longer see like a fuzz edge here. So I want to make this as dark as I can without going too far to darken the background. So that looks about right. I'm going to go ahead and say OK, and then I'm going to simply file and save this as a Photoshop document. Okay, so just save it as a regular Photoshop document. So just find a folder, save the piece as a Photoshop document, and save that. Next we're going to go ahead and open up Illustrator. Open up the PSD file and then say OK to this window. Okay, and your piece is now open. So now I'm going to go ahead and zoom in, and you can see that I still have the pixelated line art. We're going to go ahead and vectorize it now. So I want you to sort of zoom in so you can sort of see certain things that will happen. You have to make sure that you're on the move tool and that you select the line art. Now sometimes if you click in the white area it won't show, but so click on the black area and you'll see that things light up here. Here's what I want you to look at. Go to Window and come on down to Image Trace. In the Image Trace you're going to go ahead and simply click on Preview, and automatically it's going to do a trace. So say OK to this, then wait a few seconds and it's going to load up and it's going to vectorize. So now you can see how clean the artwork is. It no longer has the pixels. What we're going to do is go ahead and change it just a couple of things, and one of the things you may want to do is just cut down what's known as the noise, and it's going to reprocess itself. And what I want to make sure is that things don't disappear. Okay, now there's another one that you can also change, and that's the threshold. If I go too little, like down to 100, it's going to tend to take away some of the black line artwork. So that's not too bad. It sort of looks pretty clean. If I go too high, I'm going to take this to about 150, 160. And you can see how it darkened up. So I'm going to zoom back just to sort of see what it looks like and make sure that nothing got clogged up. So it looks pretty good. That's a keeper. I'm going to go ahead and save this now. So the way I'm going to save this is by going up to, now remember, each particular comic line art might have a little bit different. Some of these might change to 175 as far as the threshold. You have to play with it and just make sure things don't disappear. Alright, so now come up to File, and we're going to do a Save As, and we're going to save this as an EPS. That's a encapsulated postscript. EPS, and then say click on Save. When this opens up, and just click on OK. And we're done with Illustrator. So now let's go ahead and open up Photoshop, and we're going to open up that particular document. So again, I'm going to just come up to File, and I'm going to click on Open. I'm going to look for the EPS. This is what it looks like. Go ahead and double click on EPS. And this is the most important thing you want to make sure you do. So right here you can sort of see that the format is 8.5 by 11. This is all done. I haven't changed this to 400. You can change it to 400 resolution if you want. Make sure it's an RGB color, not CMYK. And the most important thing, uncheck anti-alias. So uncheck that, or otherwise you're not going to get the crisp, clean lines again. You're going to get that fuzzy gray tone. Say OK, and there's the piece. Now I just want to show you, in Illustrator it was completely vectorized. No steps, no pixels. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here, and you're going to see that although it's in Photoshop, and this looks pretty good, the closer I get, you can still see that there are little steps. But this is what you want to see. You want to see a really good clarity of line. There's no gray tone, and when you fill this up with color, the color is going to go right up to the line. Let me show you if you did not take that anti-alias, what you're going to get. And this is really important to check this. So I'm going to go ahead and once again open that file. And this is going to open up. I'm going to leave the anti-alias on and then say OK. Okay, it looks pretty good from afar, but when I zoom in here, you're going to see that there is this really bad gray tone along the black, and when your color hits this gray tone, this little gray is going to show up as a white line around your work. So make sure you take that anti-alias off.